Hey guys, it's Jared from Hello Hardware, and I'm doing a quick update today. Basically, I'm going to be going a little bit off of what me and David, and fixing my camera, my hand right there, just move that around. Oh, we're better. Okay. Going a little bit off of what me and David talked about earlier regarding the Xbox 720. I actually have some updated information on the PlayStation 4 now, and some of the big things is Sony did announce that they will be doing a full reveal on February 20th in New York. Some of the things that they did talk about are the CPU, the graphics chip, the memory, backwards compatibility, 4K resolution compatibility, and a couple other things, but I'll go ahead and jump into it. CPU power, we're looking at an AMD chip that's called the Jaguar chip. It's about an 8-core processor, runs at about 1.6 gigahertz, which is not a good thing. 8 cores good, 1.6 gigahertz not so good. What that roughly translates into is if you compare it to the AMD Bobcat technology, which is the same technology Jaguar is being built off of, a 3770K i7 processor from Intel runs about 1400% faster than the AMD Jaguar chip that's being released for this unit. And this is the same processor chip that I hear supposedly is also being used in the Xbox 720. So it's kind of a slow processor. However, the graphics processor will be a AMD Radeon GPU chip as well that runs 18 GCN units. Now, what's a GCN unit? Well, essentially that is the processing clusters. And in each processing cluster is 64 cores. So 18 times 64, I don't have that number in front of me. The point is, the processor's got a lot, the graphics processor has a lot of power to it. And it's going to do the majority of the grunt work for the PlayStation 4. So most of what you're going to be doing with your PlayStation 4 will essentially be running off your GPU. Memory-wise, the dev kits that were sent out for the PlayStation 4 have 4 gigs of memory. However, rumors are the retail unit will have 8 gigs of DDR5 based memory, GDDR5 based memory. I'm going to fix that statement. And this will pack about 1.84 teraflops of raw computation power. That number is kind of a mute point right now without seeing any technology demos or anything like that. There's not much to go off of. That number is kind of mute, so we're just going to go ahead and avoid that number. There are rumors that the PS4, the PlayStation 4, will be 4K resolution compatible, but this is not confirmed yet. But it would be kind of silly considering Sony's like the forerunner of the 4K resolution technology. It'd be really silly if the PlayStation 4 doesn't actually support 4K resolution, so we'll see what happens with that. The release date for the unit is set anywhere from Christmas 2013 until about February of 2014. The reason why I say that is because they're looking at a Japan-US release in Christmas of 2013 and a UK-European release in either January or February of 2014. As for retail prices, it's going to be ranged for about $400, rumor, again, for the US, or anywhere from 255 to 299 euros for the UK area. Again, that's just speculation and rumor. There's no official announcement on that as of yet. But the big issue that I'm having, of course, is the backwards compatibility. With the PlayStation 3, when it was initially released, there was a hardware component that allowed backwards compatibility for PS2 games to be able to play on the PS3. Well, over time, of course, with the newer releases of the unit, you lost that. The second version was a software kind of system that allowed you to do some backwards compatibility, and then in the slim units it was gone completely. There was no support for it. There's rumors that the backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 4 will be non-existent. So what does that mean? If you have a PlayStation 3 and you like your PlayStation 3 games, keep your PlayStation 3 because you're probably not going to be able to play it on PS4. So that's kind of a big deal. And then the other thing is that now there's rumors that Sony will be going the same route as Microsoft with secondhand games, meaning there will most likely be an activation code tied to the game that ties it to your account. What will that mean? No used games for sale. Again, coming up to the same issue. Which brings me to a point, and I'm hopefully going to talk about it a little later with David, but it was a DICE convention a couple days ago, and I can't believe I missed it, really, or didn't comment it earlier. But a gentleman came out, I think his name is Shill, basically saying demos hurt the retail pricing and hurt profit for companies. So his whole argument was that by releasing demos, that customers just don't, they feel they get their experience from the demo and they don't need to buy the game because they've already experienced it through the demo. So what I think he failed to mention is that the purpose of a demo, truly the purpose of a demo, is for a person to be able to pick up the game instead of spending $60 on the title, pick up the game, play it for 5 minutes, and determine, you know what, either I like this game or this game's crap. And it's going to prevent the consumer, whom these people really should be more concerned about instead of the gaming companies themselves. The consumer, the ability to say, am I going to spend $60 on this title, or will I save my money? Maybe wait for it to drop down in price or not buy it at all based on the demo. So what he's saying is that don't do demos, because if you do that, you're going to lose profit. Instead of saying you need to do demos so that you can find the real consumer base for your product. So I was a little upset by that, because it's a bull-faced lie. It's not. What you're doing is you're going to end up hurting yourself even more. A company will get a review based off that demo. I mean, if Gearbox had released a real demo of Aliens Colonial Marines, not the media pushed crap, because the media pushed crap was entirely different from the game that was released. But if they had released a real demo, a lot of people would not have spent the money that they spent to pick up that game. The game itself was a far cry from anything that the media demo really was. And it was a travesty, really, of what they displayed. I mean, that was a bull-faced lie. Here's our product. Check it out. Oh, but this won't be anything like what you're going to play for real. So that was, demos are a major aspect. And with this whole thing coming down about second-hand games now coming to the point where they may no longer exist, demos are more of a necessity than ever. Because at $60 a pop for a game, it's going to be harder for a consumer to lay down $60 now, knowing they have no ability whatsoever of, if they're done and tired of the game after 10 minutes, there's nothing they can do about that. They're stuck with the purchase, and that's the end of the story. I mean, that's not a fair assumption for anything. So if anybody takes away the option for a second-hand anything, then there should be the ability for a consumer to play a demo of the game, so that they can determine, do I really want to spend $60? Am I going to throw that much money out and not be able to recoup any of that money if this is a flop? And that's the whole purpose of a demo as far as I'm concerned. So hopefully me and David will get into that a little later today. Hopefully. We're going to try to get a video today done, and hopefully you guys can get one from us. But we'll see. Things happen. Today's been kind of a weird day. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. I do have a video going up for a monitor unboxing and a hopeful review of the monitor. I've already got one unboxed. I've already been playing with it. I've got another one to unbox that I'm actually going to record the unboxing of. So hopefully I'll get to that soon, guys. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. Love you all.